You're listening to Brainbuster Radio.
Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And here's your host, Conrad Cushman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here today to do a special review to coincide with NXT Takeover Toronto and this exciting SummerSlam weekend that we all have coming up for us. You guys will be listening to this show on Saturday, August the 10th, and I will probably be heading towards Toronto by the time you are listening to this to get ready for NXT Takeover, and I cannot wait for this amazing show. We have so many good things geared up for it. Now, before we get into this, we have a lot of things that we need to cover really quick, and first and foremost, let's start off by talking about some of the sponsors that we have here at Brainbuster Radio. Brainbuster Radio is an elite group of podcasters made up who bring you wrestling podcasts every single day of the week. So a big shout out to everybody who has shows coming out on Brainbuster Radio. I greatly appreciate you. And we, as Brainbuster Radio, greatly appreciate the listeners of this podcast. Now, let's take a look at this. Right now, we have some exclusive deals for you coming out from Brainbuster Radio. So you guys are going to want to make sure you take advantage of this one. Currently, we have 4 Corners. They have a great deal for you. You can get 10% off your set of 4 Corners trading cards with independent pro wrestlers on it. That is so dope. You could have one of the very first cards of your favorite independent wrestler. Could be worth something one day. Definitely worth looking at. But each month, a new set of cards comes out with new stars on them. And if you use the code BBRadio10, you will get 10% off. Make sure you guys go to the number 4 cornerscards.com today and use that code. Also, we have Resurgence coming up. You can get 15% off of Resurgence merch by typing in the code BRAINBUSTER with the ER. So that's Brain, BUSTER 15, the numbers. And you put that in to mechashoti.bigcartel.com, and you guys can get 15% off your Resurgence gear. Definitely well worth it. And last but not least, we have some tickets for Wrestling Resurgence. They have a big show coming out August 31st. Lots of good wrestling that day. And if you're in the UK, you can get 15% off your tickets to the show by using the code BRAINBUSTA15. And that's BRAINBUSTA 15. And you're probably asking, well, what match am I going to get to see? You are going to get to see an excellent Iron Woman match between Kanji and Charlie Evans. This is one you are not going to want to miss, folks. It is going to be off the chain. Guys, that is it for the promo work. Today, we are going to be doing a watch-along here for NXT Takeover Toronto 2016. We are going to go back in time once you hear that rewind button, and you guys are going to go back with me, and we are going to watch together. Link will be in the description so you guys can watch along as well. The Revival versus DIY. And if you guys choose to, you can also watch this on the WWE Network if you guys have an option to do that. One of the greatest tag team matches that I actually never got to do a review on this show for. I'm not sure why. I don't know if I was busy that night or if I was in a funk during that time period. I know I missed a review or two for a little bit on YouTube. And this is one of the shows I did not cover. So you guys will be getting my exclusive thoughts on this. And I definitely think it's one of the better tag matches in WWE history, and that's saying a lot. 4 of the best tag team wrestlers that I think I've ever seen. They are really, really good here. And the chemistry that these guys have, bar none. We'll see how I feel once I watch it with you guys again. It's been a little bit since I've seen it, and I promise you that this is my first time seeing it since it originally aired. So this should be a really fun one. Let's get ready to go back in time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get ready to get into this rewind watch along with the Revival and DIY. I kind of want to lay some quick kind of rules down for how we're going to do this. So we're going to go through, watch the match in its entirety. But the first thing that I want to do is let you guys know that during the pinfalls, because this is a 2 out of 3 falls tag team match, during the pinfalls, I will wind up pausing and having a little ad in between. So fall 1, then you'll get an ad. Fall 2, you'll get an ad. And then we're going to watch fall 3 and end this show after that and go through all of our final thoughts and everything else. But I really want to hear what you guys thought of this match afterwards. And I think that we have everything all set up. So we'll get ready to start this first fall here. Now, I'm going to be starting from the link that I gave you guys. So it's the exact same thing. It's in the description box if you guys want to pull it up. And I'm going to do a countdown. We're going to do 3, 2, 1, click, and then we'll be on it. So once I say 3, 2, 1, then you guys are going to press it. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. All righty. We have ourselves a really good tag match here coming up. Now they're showing some of the highlights here. The Revival definitely reminding me of the Brain Busters with those cool jackets. They were one of the best tag teams during this time. They were doing a lot of great things. And we're getting a highlight video package here to start, showing DIY looking out into the crowd. What a tremendous team. Hard to believe, like a little while after this, that they would be on one of the best feuds. And I love the Revival's cockiness of shoving them off the top rope and everything else. And if you guys didn't know, DIY, easily one of my favorite tag teams. Such a sad moment when they thought they won the belts and the ref says no. Tommaso gets shoved into the post. I believe this was at Brooklyn, if I'm not mistaken. Johnny Gargano gets his leg taken out, and he is locked into a submission hold. Nowhere to go but to tap out. The Revival, such jerk heels, man. Gotta love them. They crushed my dream so many times, man, of Enzo and Cass winning DIY. They were definitely like that level that you had to get past. And here's Johnny blaming himself. Johnny was always in the position to potentially lose his team the match here. And they show round 1 of the Dusty Classic. DIY moves on to face the Revival again. And here we go. This is when the Revival said they had a knee injury going into it. So they're providing you with this perfect backstory. One of the better things that they do here for NXT. Authors of Pain with DIY. Oh, and it looks like the Revival are going to end up costing them. And Tommaso got his head taken off by the AOP. Remember when the AOP were credible threats to the tag division? So DIY and the Revival. 2 out of 3 falls to show who is the best tag team. I like it. And I love that they're really playing off of we're the best tag team on this planet. And DIY felt the exact same way. I hope we get another match like this, even in Toronto. As I said in the beginning of this, I have not seen this since the original airing for this. So this one will be one to definitely go out of your way to try to remember for this. And DIY questioning themselves here. I love it, man. It feels so important. Even the tag matches, this is before they even had the North American Championship, but the women's belt felt important. The NXT heavyweight title felt important. Everything had just meaning behind it. And these are times I look back on fondly because once you get called up to that main roster, sometimes it smells doom for some of these people. And I meant to say spells. I said smells. So my apologies. Here we go. DIY. These were my boys, man. I always picked them to win. This was my tag team. Heartbroken. But I love the spots that they wound up in later on after this. And at first, I remember I did not like the DIY name. It's just so, I don't know. It reminds me of like Lowe's or Home Depot. Feel free to sponsor Brainbuster Radio, by the way. Just felt so, I don't know, cliche. We are DIY. We do it ourselves. Nobody will do it for you. But these guys are just good friends, man. Unbelievable to see where they wound up from this. These guys put on clinics as DIY, as singles competitors. All right, fans are clapping for them. They seem over. I like it. We're getting a sponsor here. Crash Cage. Not familiar with this. Tom Phillips is on commentary too for this one. All right, here come the Revival. No flips, just fist. All business, the top guys. Corey Graves is still on commentary during this time too. All right, and look at the Revival. Now notice the colors that they're wearing in this match. The black and pink are here to signify representation of Bret the Hitman Hart. And gotta think too, these guys must love the Hitman, because during the Hall of Fame ceremony when Bret Hart was attacked, these were some of the first guys to get up to that stage besides the Hart family to put some fist on the guy who tackled him. And what a jerk that guy is. How could you do something like that to a legend? All right. And the Revival looking like a team. Look at the jackets, the towel. Bring it back, man. And he's throwing up the peace sign. Here we go, man. I'm looking forward to this. I have not seen this in so long. Hopefully it's as great as I remember it being, because I talked a lot. I talked a big game, we'll say, before this. All right. And Toronto can get really into this. Look at them chanting Johnny Wrestling. Haven't heard that. Johnny Gargano's been getting a weird reaction as of late. And that's what it's all about right there. The NXT Tag Team titles as the ref holds it up. And here's the graphic on the screen. Love that they added that too. Always a nice touch to see the graphic. And the bell rings. All right. So right now we're going to have Scott Dawson and Johnny Gargano started off here. All right. And these guys are playing to the crowd right now. I feel like they know that they're about to deliver something special here. Ciampa trying to get the crowd into it. Seeing him as a baby face, beard trimmed up a little bit. Ah, man. I wonder what everybody's like favorite era of NXT is too. Like, is it, when Rude was in there? Was it when someone else was? Oh, good pinfall here by Johnny Gargano. Got to get 2 pinfalls in this one to win here. So, Tommaso and Johnny letting Scott Dawson know that he almost had him. And I like it. The Revival are talking. Little things like this add to the psychology of the match. So, here we go. Getting ready to lock back up here. The feeling out process of a collar and elbow tie-up. And the Revival will go on to become 2-time Raw Tag Team Champions too after this. And actually, I think these teams met on Raw when Gargano and Ciampa first came up as well, in what I thought was a good Raw match. Snapmare takedown, Johnny right up. Oh, little do-si-do around there. Good tag. Okay. Double drop kick. Shades of the Rockers right there. Pin. All right. Look at those fans with all the twos out there. Man, I would love to know what the atmosphere in this building was like for this match. I don't know anybody who actually went to the show live, but something very different for it. And you got to think, too, also on this card, they opened up the show with Bobby Roode, who had that awesome entrance with all of the women singing and really putting that kind of oomph on who Bobby Roode was going to become. And I really loved that entrance. And I thought that Ty Dillinger did a good job playing to his home crowd, too. Two Canadians who absolutely just gave it their all and went at it in this one. We also had a Dusty Classic Finals tag team match with the Authors of Pain and TM61. I really wanted to see more out of those guys too, but it never really came to be though. Don't know why they didn't click. I think that injury really took a lot of their momentum away and things just didn't work out. And what else did we have on this? We had Mickie James and Asuka. Mickie James finally returned to the company. Mickie James looked really good during this time period, too, in that match with Asuka. And we had Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura in the main event here for the NXT Championship. And we are back in the ring right now. We just saw Dash Wilder give a chop to Tommaso Ciampa. Nice little Bret Hart spot into the corner there. Like I said, pay attention to this. You guys are going to see a lot of Hitman spots from these two. This is why I think the Revival are so good. They are great tag wrestlers. Excellent boot. Johnny Gargano with a nice overhead belly-to-belly suplex. And the cool thing is, I just watched the indie match where it was like Johnny Gargano versus Tony Nese in ESW. And it's just so cool to think that these guys were here probably a few years before this on the indies, and now look at them where they are today in their careers. So make sure you guys support your local indies as well. All right, Johnny Gargano backing up. And I think one of the better things here for this is, good tag there. One of the better things that we're going to have to keep an eye out for in this match are how the Revival utilize their double team moves. Oh, Shatter Machine. 1, 2, 3. Guys, that is the very first pinfall. I'm going to take a minute to pause it right here at 12:03. 12:03 is where I just stopped it. I'm going to give you guys a quick ad break, and then we're going to get back into it until we see the second fall of this match. Unbelievable. Can't wait till we get back into it with you guys.
Everything Pro Wrestling, it's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast and Facebook group. I'm Josh Burton, letting you all know that if you like the college game, that there's only one spot to come find all you need to know.
Yep, Josh, Peyton, and myself, Tyler. We are the three voices of ECB Podcast and Facebook group. Peyton, tell them where they can find us and listen to us at.
Well, Tyler, you can find us on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and all other podcast hosting sites. Also, go join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups like Everything College Basketball. So if you want everything you need to know about the collegiate game or have a passion for it, there's only one spot that you need to check out on a weekly basis or a daily basis with the Facebook group. That's Everything College Basketball. Now let's get back to Conrad informing you on everything pro wrestling and the workings around it.
Brother.
All right, guys, I am back for Fall 2. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. And I'm clicking it right now. All right. And then you see the Bret Hart kind of mocking things that they did here as we get ready to go to the second fall. Johnny Gargano was always known as kind of the guy who took the falls in this. And it was a great way to get their double team finisher, the Shatter Machine, off of it from a great tag move. Johnny Gargano usually would land that spear from there, but he ended up getting caught, picked up, and then dropped from it. And here we go. The Revival are waiting, and the referee signals that the second fall is about to begin here. Johnny with the pen, 2. Close, but no cigar. And look at the viciousness of these heels getting right back on the attack to make sure that nothing else happens here. And we see a toss to the floor, and Scott Dawson is going to work right here, and a clothesline back into the ring on Johnny Gargano. Good moves. Haven't seen a slingshot suplex in a long time. Good stuff there by Scott Dawson. Always in the works, making it happen there. So, nasty hand stomp that he's got going on right there. Pure viciousness. And now this is where it's probably going to get a little bit slower in the match here. But sometimes slowing it down isn't a bad thing. And illegal double team maneuvers as the referee gets right into it. And they are getting ready to just cut off half the ring on Johnny Gargano here. What is this man to do? Elbow right to the back of Gargano's head. He's another one like Sami Zayn who was always good for that like kind of lost and confused type of look there in his face. Not saying concussions are a good thing, but he plays it off very well. And I hope he doesn't really have concussions while all this is happening. And we see this chin lock locked in. And raking the tape, the wrist tape right across Johnny Gargano's face. So this is illustrating like kind of the beatdown and the suffering Johnny's going to have to go through as the babyface in this. And I think he's really good at this. He reminds me of a Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio. They illustrate how much of a beating they can take all the time. And, that is a gory special right there. Going to Gory Guerrero of the legendary Guerrero family. And they keep saying to ask him, Johnny's got to hang on for his team now. And like I said, this is the slow down part of the match. Don't know if they're going to be able to get to it. We get an arm drag takedown. And Johnny knows that these guys can't be trusted, hence why he knocks down Dash Wilder off the ropes. He's going for the way to cut off the ring. Tornado DDT by Johnny. Okay. I like it here. I'm going to turn up my volume a little bit just so I can hear some more. Tommaso Ciampa. What a great story these guys tell, too. And as a good dastardly heel, Dash tries to come from up underneath the ring before that, but the referee was distracted and did not see the tag. These are classic like 90s and 80s tag moves. And they are jumping Johnny now. And Tommaso does not give a damn about the rules. He is running around. Heart attack, and it goes right back into Bret the Hitman Hart and the Hart Foundation tribute with the tights. What a kick out by Johnny. I remember Corey Graves, man, used to love these dudes all the time in NXT. Just supporting everything they did. And what an uppercut. I would love to know, like I said, everybody's favorite era, though, for NXT And I'm curious to know how everybody feels about the current upcoming TakeOver show as well. And Johnny with a cross body that just doesn't get the 3 count for him. Dawson's back in, and he is not letting him make that tag. Johnny makes the tag, and the fans are going crazy for Tommaso. Ooh, nice drop kick, shades of Owen Hart. Running knee. Tommaso, always a great striker, especially as a babyface. He always played it off. And look at the style he's wrestling now, especially if you're familiar with his heel work that he does after this. Tommaso is so good. That was like a famouser kind of leg drop there. And we get a kick out on that first pinfall. Audio might be a little bit off, I just noticed on this one with the sound of the referee's counts. So don't be shocked by that if you guys are feeling like, is the audio off or... Knee right to the face. We have a roll up. Nope. He gets out. German suplex. And he hangs on to it. Shades of Kurt Angle here. Beautiful. And it looks like Tommaso's calling for the kill with a running knee. First fall. And Dawson does not allow it. So right now, the Revival are up 1-0. And Tommaso is in shock that he did not get the pinfall there. And the fans are already chanting, "This is awesome." And he's yelling for Johnny Gargano to get up, who has suffered a pretty bad beating in this match. Okay. And Scott Dawson, I feel like they just like beating the hell out of Johnny Gargano because of who he is. Oh, it looked like they were trying to set up a pile driver spot here. Not going for a cross body block. 2, kick out again. They are toying with the people's emotions. These fans are going nuts for it. And the crazy part is a lot of these spots are just things that were done in tag matches. Oh, the stereo kick and knee. That is their finisher. And here it is. 1, 2, 3. It is now tied up here, guys. And we're going to wait until 2031 here. And we're going to pause that again. And we're going to bring you guys another break. And then after that, we are going to finish watching the entirety of this match together. And we will get through it. So be right back.
Hey everyone, David Conrad here, owner of the Gorilla Position Wrestle Store. We're an online store headquartered in San Antonio, Texas, bringing you the best and original wrestling shirts, accessories, collectibles, and more. We're glad to be partnering with Brainbuster Radio, and to thank them and to thank you, we're offering 10% off all purchases with the coupon code BRAINBUSTA. That's BRAINBUSTA. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under @GPWrestleStore, or check out our website, www.gpwrestlestore.com. Remember, when you want the best wrestling experience, you gotta hang out in Gorilla Position.
All right, everyone. I am back once again. Let us get back into this. So I am at 2035. I just started it as soon as I got back. So you guys should be seeing them on the corners. I'm at 243, and they are showing kind of highlights of what just happened. Big shout out to the ads that we have placed in here. Shout out to my good friends from Everything College Basketball. I see them making a lot of big moves, so happy for those guys. They're part of the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group, and I had to give them a shout out just for all of the work and the collaboration that we do on podcasting tips and everything with each other. And also make sure you guys check out Gorilla Position Store. David Conrad has some excellent merch up there that you guys are going to want to check out. So make sure you guys use and take advantage of those ads that we placed in here. Right now, we are in the midst of a slugfest here with Dash Wilder and Tommaso Ciampa. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy this because that's what pro wrestling is, man. And we are seeing the fists traded back and forth between both of these teams. And, oh, my goodness. Tommaso doing him and Oni Lorcan, man. I do not want to ever be slapped by these two. Ducks, and I think there was a tag made. Oh, he tried to go for that Arn Anderson DDT. And during this time, if you guys don't remember, Tommaso used to use a kind of like arm bar that he would use all the time. Oh, he gets out. Two good teases right there. And an amazing knee from Dash Wilder. And Johnny has done a blind tag. And Exploder? No, Flatliner. Using the assistance of the ropes. And Tommaso eats that one. These guys are all over the place. Nice DDT. Do we have new champs? And a kick out. The fans are in this. I still have no idea what this crash cage thing is that they're advertising. Has to be for the action figures or something, right? Like it's gotta. All right, so we've got Scott Dawson on the apron right now, hanging out. We are currently at 23-11 for this. Ooh, Johnny with the double drop kicks here. He is going for the tornado DDT into a German uppercut. And Tommaso makes the save. Another excellent thing in tag team matches that you guys can utilize are making saves. You don't have to kick out of an unbelievable spot because your partner can save you. Goodness gracious. And right into there. And the crazy thing is, this is before the inception or the idea of having that War Games match come back during this time. And I am so happy that they brought this pay-per-view back. War Games is something truly special. And this was the last takeover before they brought that on. So, or at least during this time period. I think this was Survivor Series weekend 2016. I remember a lot of good wrestling during this time. All right. And that was just, and I think the brand split just started too, not too long after this. So we're a couple months into it. And they're probably trying to build up this is the first time it's Raw versus SmackDown. And NXT is just focused on go out there and kill it. All right. And Johnny Gargano throwing those forearms. Misses. Propels off the backslide into a small package. 1, 2. And the fans are losing it for this. I'm telling you. And look at the concern even on Dash's face, like wondering, like, oh, okay. Uh-oh. He has come in. Tommaso takes him and Dash out. Dawson has the belt. Blocks Gargano's kick. So now Gargano's right leg hurts. And if you remember in the beginning of the promos, Johnny Gargano's knee and leg was hurt. And that's how they tapped him out in Brooklyn so that they wouldn't win the titles. And we see a little gash. I remember this now on Scott Dawson's head. All right. And Dawson has his submission hold locked in. And the referee has on the black gloves because there is blood now involved off of Scott Dawson's head. Now, he's in the exact same position he was before. This is telling an amazing story. Johnny is trying to fight towards the rope, and the fans are chanting for him not to give it up just yet. Is he going to? He makes it to the ropes, and look at the people are rejoicing just from a rope grab. The specialness. I wish the main roster would just do this. I don't know what's the issue and why they can't have matches where people just go in and do their thing. Fans are chanting Johnny Wrestling. Like I said, he's going to hope he gets that kind of reaction when they're in Toronto. I am a big proponent of Johnny Gargano. I don't know why people don't like him. Maybe it was just too much of him. Dash and Dawson they're stealing the tag finisher on these guys here. And they botched it. Trying to do a move that they don't normally do. And into a shatter machine. Corey Graves is yelling, "Not like this." The ultimate embarrassment. And Scott Dawson makes the save. Look at the utilization of the drama. These people look at people in the front row are standing up for this right now. That's how you know you've got these people. And I turn this up to see. Oh, we're getting holy you know what chants coming right now. Scott Dawson down on one knee, looking like a predator, ready to attack. And he's holding his head, so I don't know if this is a fake out or what. And he went for a small package, handful of tights. But the referee, the referee was out of position to see that. How could he assume? Oh, there was no tag properly made. So you got to pay attention in these because sometimes you can get lost in the sauce watching these matches. Oh, dear God, what a takeout of the leg. Both of his legs are hurting. And he went to the other knee this time. He went to the left one. So here comes... Oh, good roll up. 1. Ooh. Jackknife. 1, 2. Kick out. No, ooh, see, I like the reversals here. Oh, crucifix. 1, 2. And Johnny Gargano has transitioned into the Gargano escape. Here comes Scott Dawson, and he is taken down by Tommaso. And we got to turn this up here. And as the picture shows, that is them holding hands, trying to fight this off with each other. And the ref is there. And he's telling his partner not to tap, and they are in the finishers, and they both tap at the same time. Goosebumps, folks. I got them, I swear to you, right now on my arm. If I could show them to you, I would. What a effing finish for that match. In all honesty, this was my match of the year during that year, and I know a lot of people had this down as match of the year. The psychology, the story told, and how they played back to things that happened in their previous matches. All little things, man. New tag champs, DIY. Felt good to see these guys in this position. And there's even more storytelling going on in here that you guys don't know about. Those were some happy DIY fans right there. They have the belts. Now notice these two leaning on each other. This tells a bigger story going down the line that they are best friends. They always have each other's back. And this will be seen later on when these guys end up in a feud with each other, fighting in NXT. And it all plays back to a lot of their moments of them leaning on each other. And we're getting replays right now of what happened. The Shatter Machine for the first pinfall. Excellent stuff right there. Johnny just went right into it, and him being the person who lets the team down, it works. Then we get the double team stereo kicks and knees finisher. I'm not sure what that's called. And they get the second pinfall from that. And then they tied it up, and they just went nuts for the third one with awesome slingshot DDTs, and things were just kick out after kick out, people breaking it up, tornado DDTs into German suplexes with the uppercuts. Great teamwork. And then look at the saves made. They go for the double team move, which you know it never is going to work out right for you. They end up taking him out, and then they use the Shatter Machine. But Johnny's knees were hurt. Loved a little bit of storytelling there. I mean, I shouldn't say storytelling. He sold the move like he should have. The save, and then look at them holding the hands. How well coordinated is it that they're embarrassed? Don't tap, we won't. And then we don't have enough for it, brother. And they tap at the same time. A little hokey if you're going to look at it from how real was that from that standpoint. But, dude, you can't complain about this. Such a great moment for DIY. Love the Chrome Heart song. The Revival looking back in pain, and DIY are the baby faces of the night. This is easily the best match on this card, and there were lots of good matches on this. There are no complaints from me about what we saw on this card at all. If you go back and watch the entire show, DIY celebrating with the people, and the fans love them. Toronto loves it, and I wonder, is Johnny Gargano going to get this same kind of reaction when he goes to NXT Takeover Toronto? And this guy had his arms around him. Be kind to wrestlers when they give you guys these moments like this, man. Somebody definitely said something they weren't supposed to. Heard a little bleep out there. They finally won, and I hope Johnny knows that guy he just kissed on his head. And DIY are your new NXT Tag Team Champions. So cool, man. So cool. Stay with this celebration a little bit more because I can't get enough of seeing these two as a tag team. And who knows, maybe we'll see them team up again one day. But nice to see the indie guys get the win here. And Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, two guys who people told they would never make it, have made it in the WWE. And that is it for that one, guys. What an amazing watch along that we just had for this one. No complaints, dude. What an excellent match. I absolutely love what we saw here, and I really hope that this NXT TakeOver Toronto card, it has 6 matches on it, and I really want to see it deliver. We even have an NXT breakout match that's happening, if everybody's wondering what the 6th match is. So we're in store for something really good, and hopefully you guys will be following me on Twitter, checking in with me on Facebook, and everywhere where you guys can find everything pro wrestling. Try to bring you guys some of the best coverage for it. Check me out, and if you're at the show, don't be afraid to send me a message and ask me where I'm at. I'll come say hi to you. So thank you guys so much for listening to this episode on Brainbuster Radio. Don't forget, you guys can catch me every Saturday on Brainbuster. The links are in the description box if you guys want to buy a t-shirt, follow us on Twitter, anything. Check it out. I also have my own link in there for everything pro wrestling at EPW. And you guys can go in there, follow me on Twitter at EPW Show, and just check out all of the links. You guys will not regret it. We have some good stuff coming up. And don't forget to mark it in your calendar, August 24th, the BBR stream. We will be bringing you guys something very special that week, and we hope that you guys can come out and donate. And don't forget to make sure that you guys are locked in for tomorrow so that you guys can listen to my good friends, Wrestle Thoughts, as they give you all the latest and greatest in the wonderful world of pro wrestling. Enjoy your Saturday, folks. Peace.